going on, guys? It's Wicks the board. And unless you've been living under a rock as of late, I'm sure you, just like myself, have been absolutely shocked and appalled by what we are seeing on the news in regards to the illegal migrant truck driver who unfortunately unalived an innocent family of three just driving down the motorway. And I feel like I've just seen too much of it to not comment. And I also have a little bit of perspective, me having obtained my CDL Class A license myself. So let's just go ahead and get into that. We're going to start off with this video from Fox News.
Today we are putting people who break the law on notice. If you come through these interstations and you're an illegal or breaking the law, you will be handed over to our local or federal partners.
We have got to protect our American citizens from the dangers of the open border crisis and illegal aliens that may be engaging in behavior that injures people.
Well, Florida is moving.
Okay, so right off the bat, how are you engaging in this behavior? This is what it has been blowing my mind recently, the more I find out about this case, right? First and foremost, you're illegal, but that's already understood. So let's just set that to the side for a second. How were you, as an illegal, able to obtain your commercial driver's license here in the United States? Who facilitated that for you? Because they should be held just as accountable as the driver. There is no way under any circumstance that you are illegal, which means you don't even have a driver's license. How would you have a driver's license? And yet you are able to obtain a CDL, a Class A CDL. Do you understand that what I had to go through in order to get that? The class was about $4,500. Some places it's a little bit cheaper. Some places it goes all the way up to $7,000, right? That you have to pay in order to acquire the license. It just makes you wonder, are these people accepting payment and just handing them out? But then again, aren't there supposed to be regulations in place to prevent this exact kind of thing from happening? I mean, it really makes you wonder what is going on, who's behind it, who stands to benefit from this. Is it really only about the money? You know, is it worth completely disregarding public safety?
Full speed ahead with plans to make sure that legal truck drivers are the ones behind the wheel on state highways.
Look at this. Look at this low IQ fool. Look at him.
Maybe engaging in behavior.
You can clearly see the car go right into the side of the trailer as he makes this illegal U-turn. Let's go ahead and see if we can slow it down a little bit. Look.
Full speed ahead.
Boom.
With plans.
Okay. So there it goes, right into the side. Let's go ahead and get back up to normal, innit? Wait, tripping.
Plans to make sure that legal truck drivers are the ones behind the wheel on state highways. This after an
no emotion,
immigrant
sorry about that. No emotion, no reaction whatsoever. Not immediate shock. The seatbelt didn't come flying off the door, almost falling off the hinges because he's rushing outside to see the state of the people who just slammed into the side of his trailer because he made an illegal U-turn. You know, the joke writes itself. An illegal migrant makes an illegal U-turn that ends up in the death of an innocent family of three.
California license allegedly killed 3 people in Florida while making.
What? Allegedly? Why are we? I understand it's the news, but there's nothing alleged about these charges. The video is very clear as to what had just transpired. What do you mean alleged? I mean, it's little things like that.
A dangerous and illegal U-turn. Dana Marie McNichol is joining us live in Martin County, Florida, with the latest on this. Hi, Dana Marie.
Hi, Bill. Good morning. All Florida-run trucking weigh stations will now become an immigration checkpoint. We just heard from the Florida Attorney.
As they should. I remember, I think it actually was enacted recently or maybe shortly after Trump had gotten into office that they were going to begin testing drivers for English proficiency, because how can you be an interstate truck driver, a Class A CDL holder, and you do not speak the language of the country that you are working in, you need to be able to accurately read and decipher road signs, traffic signals, this kind of thing, right? So how is it that somebody, it's now proven, as you'll see a little bit later, I have a video to show you, that this man did not speak nor understand English. So how is it that you were able to, one, obtain your commercial driver's license, and then two, be employed? But I've also heard and seen through my brief research that his employer is actually facing either bankruptcy or just shutting down because even their insurance provider refused to renew the contract. I mean, it's not just this one guy. They have a whole bunch of scandals surrounding them. So even his employer is shady, as is unfortunately extremely common in the CDL commercial driver business. It's very common. I've seen it all the time. I used to drive a Class B CDL truck, and I can just tell you the amount of Hispanics that barely spoke a word of English that I had to work with. I mean, it was just beyond me. I was wondering, how are you even able to do this? You know what I mean? But I digress.
General this morning making that major announcement.
There's no telling how many illegal aliens are in this country driving large commercial vehicles and putting American families in a safety risk every single day. As a reminder, in Florida, you cannot obtain a driver's license if you are an illegal alien. And if you have
that should be countrywide. If you came here illegally, you should have access to nothing. No benefits, no welfare, no SNAP or EBT. You should get absolutely nothing. What is this preferential treatment for people whose first action when touching U.S. soil is to break the law? Okay? I have no personal beef with immigrants. My wife's family are immigrants themselves, right? But there's a difference when you do it the right way and you go through the legal loopholes. It's a process. It takes time, but you are legal. You are allowed to be here. You have been vetted, right? And then there's steps beyond that as well. You also need to assimilate. You need to be able to speak the language. I think if you're going to come here as an immigrant, even legally, you should be tested on English proficiency. And if you are not speaking it at a fluent level within 5 years, your ass needs to go. What are you doing here? I'm so sick and tired of seeing these parallel societies, right? These sub-communities that you walk through and it feels like little India or little Pakistan, and all you hear is Punjabi or Arabic being spoken, and there's 1,000,001 unsupervised kids running through the parking lot or playing cricket, completely disregarding anybody's vehicle that might be in the vicinity. I mean, I've seen it. I've seen these balls smacking cars. I'm just like, oh my goodness. I mean, this is what happens when you just open your doors and let anybody in, right? And again, the beef is not with the fact that they're immigrants. This country was built by immigrants, right? The issue I have is the failure to assimilate. That is my biggest issue with this. If you want to come here and in your own home, you want to continue to practice your customs, your traditions, and things of this nature, more power to you, right? Everybody should, if you have that connection to your culture, you should be able to live that out. However, as soon as you enter society with the rest of us, you should be trying to be like the rest of us. You don't have to forego your identity. You don't have to give up who you are, right? But there needs to be some effort to assimilate. There has to be.
Obtained a driver's license from one of these sanctuary states like California, Washington, or in the case of the driver from last night, New Jersey, those licenses are no good here.
I heard he was licensed, now I'm learning, in New Jersey, but also in California. And that's also very strange to me because I was not told that I needed to be licensed in several different states when I obtained my CDL. I mean, this is kind of news to me, but who knows?
Here.
The Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services will take the lead on immigration checks with support from other state law enforcement agencies under the 287G agreement. Now, the move also enforces a May executive order requiring commercial truck drivers to demonstrate English language proficiency during roadside inspections. Now, 28-year-old Harjinder Singh, accused of killing 3 people in a trucking accident, had a translator to interpret his first.
And then this is what I'm saying, right? I have another set of videos that I want to show you guys here in a second, but how was this allowed to happen? Who stands to benefit from this kind of bullshit entering the country, making our streets unsafe? I mean, has anybody gone to a major city recently? I live, without giving away too much, I'm not too far from the nation's capital. Sometimes I work in the nation's capital, and it is disgusting. It is a dystopia if I've ever seen one. The streets are just littered with trash. They are filthy. They are disgusting. There are homeless people everywhere. There are tent cities all over the place, even on sidewalks. There's one library in particular where it's just rows and rows and rows of tents and people, they got the fentanyl going on there. It's literally like zombie land, I'm telling you. And then what makes it so crazy is right across the street will be one of the nicest skyscrapers you've ever seen. And here comes all the business people out on lunch. And you literally have to step over trash, debris, absolute filth. You have to dodge daytime zombies. I mean, it is absolutely ridiculous. And speaking of ridiculous, they have started a petition for this guy, this illegal immigrant that has, I believe at the time of this recording, over 2 million signatures asking for leniency for this guy. And what I want to show you guys is what I found this to just be absolutely insane. You can upload video testimonies to this petition, and many of them, if not most of the ones I was able to find, are Indian. Okay. And that's a whole nother topic in and of itself. But they, irregardless of how wrong another individual in their community is or how bad the actions they made were, they're still going to run to defend them. I mean, check this out. This guy killed a family of 3, making an illegal U-turn with a CDL driver's license he obtained illegally and somehow was able to find an employer. And yet you have people from his community, no doubt, or just feel that kind of kinship because they share a skin color or ethnicity, right? Coming to his defense. I mean, just check this out. Check this out. It speaks for itself.
It was an accident. He made a terrible mistake, not a deliberate choice to harm anyone.
I know it was an accident. He made a terrible mistake.
It was an accident.
Not a deliberate.
Pay attention to the words. Pay attention to the words. We've already heard one testimony, and here's the second one, and it is word for word the same. Isn't it? Pay attention. Pay attention.
Choice to harm anyone. He was working hard to support his family, like so many of us, and one wrong decision changed everything. A 45-year prison sentence is not justice.
It was an accident. He made a terrible mistake, not a deliberate
It was an accident. He made a terrible mistake.
choice to harm anyone. He was
The intention was never to harm anyone.
working hard to support his family, like
Working hard, support your family. They're all saying the same thing, and it gets crazy.
so many of us, and one wrong decision changed everything. A 45-year prison sentence is not justice.
I know it was an accident.
Look at this one. It starts off the same. Pay attention to her eyes. Pay attention to her eyes. Watch. Look. She's clearly looking at something. She is reading a script.
He made a terrible mistake, not a deliberate choice to harm anyone. He was working.
It's the same thing. They have all repeated themselves, which means there is a conscious effort to push this message, this exact message. An actual script is being handed out for these people to repeat on video or to type up in the petition in order to try and get this guy some leniency in the court of law, who, again, killed an innocent family of 3. Yet they want leniency. I don't think so. 45 years sounds just about right. And maybe if you don't throw the book at him and give him 45, I want to see no less than 18 to 20. You killed 3 innocent people who would still be alive today if you yourself were not in this country and you were not supposed to be in this country. You deserve no less than 20 years.
Hard to support his family like so many of us, and one wrong decision changed everything. A 45-year prison sentence is not justice.
Now, look at this. This is what I really wanted to get to, okay? There's been footage released from his first appearance in court. And going back to something I previously stated, it's now proven this man had no idea how to speak, read, or write English, because at his first, I don't know if this is his arraignment or whatever the case may be, he needed an interpreter just to understand what was going on.
Morning, sir. Please state your full name for the record.
He didn't even know what "please state your full name for the record" meant. What is your name? He didn't even know that in English. That's like one of the first things you learn when you're adopting another language. Maybe you're taking a trip to Peru or something. You learn, where is the bathroom? Please, thank you. What is your name? You know, these kind of very basic phrases. And he has been here since 2018. He crossed the border illegally in 2018. And it is 2025. We're approaching 2026 very rapidly. And you're telling me in that entire time you haven't even learned so much as the phrase, what is your name? In the native language spoken in the country you entered illegally? I mean, dude.
My name is Harjinder Singh. Okay, thank you, sir. You have been arrested on 2 separate warrants, sir.
बहुत धन्यवाद जी तो तुम्हारी ना से 2 बारी ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਫੜਿਆ ਹੈਗਾ 2 ਵੱਖਰੇ ਵਾਰੰਟਾਂ ਦੇ ਤਹਿਤ.
And what makes it so crazy is, again, look at this guy's face. There is no emotion. I have not seen him emote once. He hasn't shed a tear. He hasn't shown any sign of remorse. Nothing. He is just there. He is stoic. He is just there. Just there. What is this? What is that?
The first arrest warrant is for 3 counts of vehicular homicide.
They don't care. This is the problem. When these illegal migrants come here, they don't care. They don't give a fuck about this country, about our communities, about the safety of the individuals in those communities. They don't care. They only care about themselves, and they only look out for one another. That's it. They come here to reap the benefits of our country, and they send it overseas. And they want nothing to do with this country. If it went up in flames tomorrow, they would not fight to defend it. They don't give a shit. You should not be allowed to come here. You should be required to show a desire to come here, a desire to assimilate, not just come here, reap the benefits, and then bounce. It's ridiculous.
Since these immigrants started coming here.
So I found this very interesting, because here you have a Canadian native of Indian descent, and here he is explaining just how fed up he is with his own people and what they've done to the industry. He's been a truck driver for, over 15 years, and he's talking about what he has to deal with and what he sees on a day-to-day basis with these guys.
Our truck insurance doubled up. So do you have a message to what you call the Indian employers? You should go back to their fucking country and stop with mine, straight up. You guys destroyed my industry. You guys think you're doing well and you're successful because you're able to get trucks, because you're charging LMI drivers $40,000 to start. That's enough for a down payment for any fucking brand new truck. And then you guys pay them cents on the dollar, even if you fucking pay them. And also you guys neglect fucking maintenance. You guys are not smart business guys. You guys.
That's true. The whole neglecting of maintenance and stuff. The company that I previously worked for, driving a Class B, they were Hispanic owners and they could give a shit about maintenance, dude. I mean, it was sad. I was driving on bald tires. The mechanics weren't worth a fuck. I used to break down every week, every 2 weeks, and have to sit there for hours on end. Hours just waiting for the repair guys to come. And sometimes when they came, they didn't even know what to do. Trucks would be in the shop for weeks. And when you got back to the yard, these guys were just sitting around, listening to music, eating. That was their favorite thing to do, is just eat a bunch of these fat fucks sitting around doing nothing. Right? But because, oh, it's their people, they're going to give them the job. Even though there might be somebody who is far more qualified, they're not going to get the job because, hey, buddy, we're Hispanic and you're not. I see it all the time. They don't care. They don't care. It's only about the profit. It's only about making money.
Are not good for the industry. You guys are fucking everything up. And the government, I don't know why the fuck they allowed you guys to do this, but it's unacceptable. Now think, what if I came into your fucking country and did this bullshit? Would you like it? Then I got...
Well, see, that's the funny part, right? They know we wouldn't because their country's a shithole. Okay, why do you think they want to come here in the first place? Obviously, I don't want to go to India. Obviously, I'm not going to. I'm not going to try to start a business there. Okay, it's a shithole. Why would I go there? That's why you come here. That's the funny part.
I got into trucking because they explained the lifestyle to me, so I thought it'd be better for me. Well, they exploit the industry, right? Like, obviously, like these companies that are not paying their drivers are getting ahead and building up faster because 25% of your revenue goes to driver pay. They don't even care about maintenance.
Look at that.
They'll let you
go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Unsafe driving practices mixed with poor maintenance on the truck. That guy probably has bald tires, plus he was coming around a blind turn way too fast. And then whoop, off he goes on the over the edge. One 18-wheeler trying to pass another on a blind turn at too high of a rate of speed. That's what I'm talking about.
Drive down the street with like bald tires and they'll make you do it because they're not paying you. I'm born here, so I'll tell them to go f themselves. I ain't going because I care about public safety because this is my country, right? He didn't think that like fucking he killed somebody. He had no fucking remorse, and that's what these guys are all like. This guy just got caught, but they do this every day. They hit people, they crash into people, they cause accidents, casualties all the time. They charge.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. I even heard stories all the time at my previous place of work where you would have some of these Hispanic guys and they would hit cars with the trucks. And the first thing the manager might say is, did anybody see you? And if they say no, keep it moving. Keep it moving and better hope nobody actually did see you. Dude, they bring their bullshit with them, which is why we are not doing a good enough job at vetting these people.
These guys they'll come from India, they were maybe farmers, maybe drove rickshaws, and they'll let them drive trucks. They'll make the drivers pay them like $40,000 to start working, which is ridiculous.
And there it is. And there it is right there. It's all about the money. They know that these people are coming here illegally because, as I said, they look out for one another. They will help them come here illegally. And then here's the best part. They'll even give them a job. But as he just stated, you need to pay me 40 grand for me to employ you. What? What sense does that make? I would never. Are you joking? I'd go work somewhere else in a heartbeat. I would laugh you out of the room. Are you joking? But these people come over here and they're scared. They don't want to be deported, right? They don't want to be found out by the authorities. And plus, these are supposed to be your kin, and they fall for it. And as I said, they do not follow the same regulations that we do here, the same roads the same laws we have implemented on the roads. They don't do that where they're from, okay? Have you seen what it looks like trying to drive in Pakistan or India? Dude, it's insane. It's insane. And then they come over here and act like they can just continue driving like that. You know, here's a very real world example. Some of the worst drivers, beyond a shadow of a doubt, are Afghan women or just Arab women in general. I don't think I've ever seen a sorrier group of people behind the wheel. And one of the most alarming things I saw was I was standing on the balcony of my apartment, right? And I see a driver school vehicle pull up, and it pulls into a parking spot, right? And it does it very slow, very sus, but it's like, okay, it's a driving school vehicle. You know, maybe it's just some 16-year-old kid. They're a little bit nervous. We've all been there, right? Do you know what happens? The driver and the passenger both get out and they are both 50 plus in age, Arab women. And then they switch. And then I saw the sorriest, like, backing out attempt. And then they pull off. And I just could not believe my eyes. And you know what it was called? Saeed Driving School. And it just goes to show you that one person in the community might get some kind of qualification, and then they just use that to hand out whatever it is they can hand out to the rest of the community. And it's disgusting. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of these parallel societies in my own country, in my own community. You know, this is not the America I grew up in, and I'm very tired of it.
Because if I had to pay $40,000 to drive a truck, I'd do something else. Why would I drive a truck? But then they pay them low mileage too. Then they force them to work, and then they dangle the PR over their head, and it's scary for them. I don't know what it feels like personally, for right?
We make mistake.
Okay, I had to include this because it was just another person trying to get sympathy, trying to get signatories on the petition. And they keep belittling the events that transpired, okay? You have an illegal immigrant who shouldn't be here in the first place, illegally obtain a CDL driver's license that he shouldn't have had in the first place, make an illegal U-turn on a highway, on a motorway that never should have been attempted by anybody with two brain cells to rub together. Then a car with an innocent family of three slams into the side of his trailer, and you have pieces of shit like this trying to act as though the only mistake here was the U-turn. He shouldn't have made the U-turn. But also, the car shouldn't have driven into the side of the trailer. Duh. I'm telling you, dude.
Every day. We make small mistakes, we make big mistakes, but no one makes mistakes with the motive of killing someone or taking someone's life. That's a really big sin. The guy made the illegal U-turn, that was his mistake. But it turned into something else. A car just went into a trailer and 3 people were killed.
He made an illegal U-turn. That was his mistake. Okay. But then it turned into something else. Hold on, let me play that back because this is insane how you twist it.
A car just went into a trailer and 3 people were killed.
A car just went into a trailer. It just went into a trailer. I mean, nobody knows how it just went into the trailer. And 3 people died. Crazy. You know, 1 second, he's just making an illegal U-turn on a highway. Now, something that should never be attempted by literally anybody. And then all of the sudden, a car just went into the side of the trailer. I mean, nobody could have imagined that happening on a highway. What? Like, do you see the mental gymnastics that are being pulled here? And then look at this bullshit right here. Sign the petition. Sign it for what? So you can get somebody that kind of looks like you some leniency or attempt to? You want me to sign your bullshit little petition for what? So that he can get less time for being the reason why a innocent family of 3 are no longer with us here today? And all they were doing was commuting down a highway? Are you serious? Do you see this shit? And these people are just amongst us, living in their own little sub-communities, and they don't give a shit about any of the rest of us. You come to my country and treat me like shit? Dude.
Guy is being imprisoned for 45 years. As an immigrant, when we come here for a better future, to feed our family back home. We help them.
Dude, all I have to say is this, okay? Fuck your family back home. Fuck your home. I don't care. I'm American. I'm from America, and my interests will always be American first. It's just like that. I have no issue with immigrants. Come here and do it the right way. Come here and pay your way into the system. Pay taxes. Don't duck them. Okay? Earn a living. Earn a living. Don't get on Snap and EBT and soak up all of our welfare benefits that are supposed to be for Americans who are struggling, and yet you guys are soaking up all the tap. And there's hardly anything left for the people who are actually entitled to it. You come here and feel entitled to it. I'm actually entitled to it if I needed it. Why are you getting it? I don't care about your family back home. If it's so important to you, go back home. I don't know what else to tell you. We are sick of it, dude. We are tired of this shit right here.
Financially, so that our family would be happy back home, right? You never know if he's the only person earning money and helping his family financially. And
if you're the only person, okay, I get that. Do it the right way then. None of this excuses the behavior. None of this excuses the events that unfolded. So I don't understand what these people are trying to accomplish, rushing to his defense, and for no other reason than, hey, that guy looks like me. Hey, that guy has the same religion where we don't cut our hair and tie it in a knot on our forehead. Like, therefore, I should come to his aid. Dude, the man is guilty. Throw the book at him. I hope the world doesn't see him for the next 45 years, man. I'm getting real sick and tired of this. I really am. It's getting to be a problem, and honestly, I know I'm not the only one. I see the sentiment online, so I just felt like I would give my 2 cents. You know, this isn't trying to get anybody riled up. It's just a reality that we're all being forced to deal with because of the piss poor border enforcement and the 10 to 12 million illegals that have been making their way in steady droves over the last 4 years, 8 years. You know, just 10 to 12 under Biden alone. And again, I'm not trying to make this a political thing because Trump himself is doing a piss poor job at even cleaning it up. You know, things like ICE arrests are less than 1,000 a day. At that rate, at the end of a 4-year term, we'd be lucky if we even deport 1 million of them. And yet under Biden, 12 million came in. I mean, what even is that? That's bullshit, dude. It's really bullshit. So again, I'm not doing this or making this to piss anybody off. It's just my 2 cents. I felt kind of passionate about this one. So I appreciate you guys listening. As always, this is Wicks the Board. You know, I appreciate all you guys. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about this, man, because this is definitely getting a reaction out of a lot of different people, you know. So let me know your thoughts. All right, y'all take it easy out there.